What's going on, people? Just pulling up, just showing up. UFC 2, baby. Yesterday, of course, we watched UFC number 1. We're going to have to figure out whether this is going to be a weekly thing, a monthly thing, a daily thing, daily stream, weekly stream, monthly stream. Yeah, we're going back. We're rewatching every single UFC event. We're going to turn this casual. It's not really true. I'm not actually casual. We're going to turn me, a casual who hasn't watched enough fights, allegedly, into a hardcore fan who has seen and knows all the headlines, all the storylines, all the fights, all the outcomes. We are going to keep track of it here. Yesterday, of course, we got things started with UFC number 1. Here are the power rankings from UFC 1. Of course, the event wrapped up. Royce Gracie is your champion after UFC 1. Defeated Gerard Gordeau, of course, the guy who looked super dangerous coming through all these fights, blitzing through everybody. Gerard Gordeau, Royce Gracie wraps it up, gets it done. We talked about how this event was basically planned for the Gracies to succeed no matter what, right? Ken Shamrock, we thought he looked pretty solid. He looked good. We know what Ken Shamrock goes on to do. Capitan Ralfucho, how the fuck do you say your name, bro? What's up, man? I haven't gotten to check out your channel, brother. Combatics with a C. Man. Hey, listen. Broncos hat, it's going away now, okay? It's too hot in here to even wear it, so why not wear it? But you got to admit, it's a pretty cool hat. I've never seen anything like it. Got the nice forest there. Mountains in the back. That's pretty cool. It's a cool hat. Not necessarily a Broncos fan. I just like cool hats, man. Anyway, what's up, Captain Ralfucho? I got to get used to your name, brother. I'll figure out how to pronounce it one of these days. My water just splattered everywhere. I'm squirting already. I'm just so excited. Anyway, off-color jokes. Regardless, like I said, we'll get right back to it. Ken Shamrock, Kevin Rozier, absolute barn burner of a fighter, right? This is the guy who walks forward and is just your classic marauder. That's Kevin Rozier. Zane Frazier looked very good, but Ken Shamrock took him to the ground and did things that, you know what, a guy like Zane Frazier had no idea how to handle it, what to do. You know what, that's okay. Patrick Smith didn't do much, but he put up a good fight. It was a good scrap between him and Kevin Rozier. Art Jimerson, the boxer, came in there. He had his moment, the Royce Gracie fight, the first fight with Royce on the tournament card there. It was pretty competitive for a minute, but only because they were kind of dancing around each other. So competitive in the aspect of Royce Gracie is the GOAT of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It shaped the whole generation of MMA. Abso-fucking-lutely. This guy's an absolute unit. They said that he was the smallest Gracie. The Gracies, you look at him, you go back and rewatch this card, they're all fucking huge. They're like 6'1", 6'2". Vitor Belfort, which we'll find out, we'll get to him later. He's actually a Gracie for anybody out there that doesn't know that already. I mean, the Gracies, they're big dudes. Royce is 6'1", 6 foot tall, roughly that in that range. I mean, they're not that small. So to go in there and to beat up on some guys that are 6'4", it's impressive. Don't get me wrong. It's impressive to beat Ken Shamrock, who's just an absolute monster of a man. But these guys are no slim pickings, right? These guys are no little tiny pipsqueaks, right? Let me see if I can get a good picture of them. I mean, I want the whole collection of them. That's not who I'm looking at. Come on now. Anyway. But UFC 2, totally different animal. Goes from an 8-man tournament to a 16-man tournament. This is going to be exciting. Of course, the original broadcast is only an hour, 25 minutes. That's the main card. That's the pay-per-view portion. There were preliminary bouts that were filmed. I'm not sure if they were distributed over linear television. That's my question. I'm not so sure. I'd have to look that up. Obviously, I'm a casual. We're watching, not rewatching. You might catch me saying rewatching. We're watching UFC 2 for the first time. Wink, wink, right? Actually, I've seen some of these fights. But anyway, let's find these fucking Gracies. I got to show you what I'm talking about because he's not that small. They talk about the smaller man, right? In today's world, we say lighter man skill. That's a thing that goes around. Shout out Lucas Tracy. but it's not so true, right? These guys are not tiny. There we go. Gracie BJJ at UFC 1. Let's see if we can find him. It's not exactly what I want to see. But I mean, you look at him, Ken Shamrock, big muscled up dude. Royce Gracie, 6'1". He's close, right? It's not that far off. Elio Gracie, old man, right? Old men, old people, they shrink. I mean, he's not that tiny either. Shout out who? Elio. Who was this? Was this Orion Gracie as well? I mean, these guys were not tiny, no matter what they want to say about it. Here we go. Hickson, Elio, right? Big dude. Vitor Belfort, big dude. They don't just come out of nowhere. They don't just pop up out of nowhere. These guys are big dudes. Anyway, where's the fucking remote, huh? Where'd I put that shit? Can't watch fights if I don't have a remote. Can't be more than a foot away from me right here in the studio thing I got set up. Fuck it. Fuck it. Hold up 1 second. We're back. We're back. Focus up, camera. Let's get this shit going. Come on. Focus the fuck up. I'm right here. Right here. There we go. Now it's following me. Anyway. So, first up, Scott Morris, ninjutsu. Okay. Battle of one-hit wonders. Scott Morris and Sean Daughtry answered the UFC's call to test themselves inside the ultimate proving grounds as the 18-year-old Sean Daughtry. 18 years old, going in here with absolute killers from across the entire world. Taekwondo took on Morris and his ninja skills. Ninjutsu is what we're calling this one. Interesting here. We're not going to listen to the commentary this time around. Need to get a headset. Different headset. Shit was getting fucked up yesterday. Can't listen to it. But we'll truck through anyway. So, Sean Daughtry, Taekwondo, 18 years old. He's wearing a hat that says karate on it, walking to the cage. I believe. Let's see where they held this event. Did they hold it in Denver at the same place? Mammoth Gardens, Denver, Colorado. So slightly different venue, but Denver, Colorado nonetheless. Denver, Colorado nonetheless. Sean Daughtry. They list him as Taekwondo everywhere, but it literally says karate on the broadcast. There's Jim Brown. They got a new commentary guy, lead commentator, right? Here comes Scott Morris, the ninjutsu phenom, Scott Morris. What is ninjutsu, you might be asking? Of course, we're all casuals here. We've never seen the UFC before. We're learning about this like we've never seen it before. Again, not really true. If you want to talk about UFC 18, anything in the chat, drop it in here. We'll talk about it as we go through. Ninjutsu, also known as shinobi or no-jutsu, the art of the ninja, encompassing a wide range of skills and strategies developed in feudal Japan. Of course, this ninjutsu guy is not Japanese. He is the whitest of white. He's got a handlebar mustache and curly hair. Makes perfect sense. Fair enough. The comprehensive system of warfare, espionage, survival, including elements of guerrilla warfare, counterintelligence, and a clandestine lifestyle. All right. And this relates to the UFC in what way exactly? Not so sure, but we're going to find out. We're going to see. Does he have it in him? Can he fight? That's the question. Of course, jiu-jitsu kind of has that, that we say that it comes from Brazil, BJJ, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. That's not exactly the case. So maybe this ninjutsu is more legit than we think. You look up the origins of jiu-jitsu, right? A Japanese martial art focused on close combat and self-defense. So it originated in Japan, developed and perfected in Brazil, and now it's been brought over here. There's guys like John Danaher, however you pronounce it. Dude's an absolute crazy maniac, training all the time, perfecting technique all the time, 24/7. That's all he sleeps and thinks about. He digests it, feeds on jiu-jitsu. Absolute freak of nature, John Danaher. Proteges, Danaher Death Squad, Craig Jones, Gary Tonin, Gordon Ryan, and Big John McCarthy. Let's get it on for the first time. Sean Morris and Sean Daughtry is your first matchup. Woo! Right to the ground here, flipping and sprawling around. Looks like the ninjutsu guy's right on top. Guillotine, mounted guillotine. It's over. It's like 5 seconds long. The ninjutsu phenom with the comes in here with a sleeveless tank top t-shirt. John McCarthy raises his hand and he walks right back out. He's done. Shaking the guy's hand, moving on. Just steamrolls the 18-year-old. This guy. Woo. Wow. We're going to have to go over to our power rankings here. We're going to have to go to these power rankings. Let's see what we got here. This Sean Morris guy. I thought ninjutsu was a joke. And again, guys, let me know. Lagging, echo issues. Let me know. We can fix them. Anything about UFC 318 you want to drop in the chat? Any news, breaking news, let me know. Not on Twitter right now. Not looking at things. Dude. Scott Morris. Number 1 right now. And I got to say, the karate guy, Sean Daughtry, 18 years old. Fair to be fair. Dude's 18. All right. Credit for him getting in there. Sounds like it was on a short notice type of thing. 90s, it was a decade for shaping a whole generation of the UFC. Kickboxing, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This is like the movie Bloodsport. Bloodsport, fucking epic movie. Shout out to Bloodsport. When did Bloodsport come out? I mean, this was the like introduction, the mainstream introduction, right? 88, Bloodsport. The introduction of like Captain Ralfuccio. What would you say the techniques or the style that they were fighting in, right, for Bloodsport? You know, they had the weird arena. It's just kind of shaped like a banana, almost like a bowl. Of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme. This monster was in the movie. Great movie. That's a little cheesy here and there. The friendship between the main guy, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and the other American dudes, a little funny here and there. Got some interesting scenes. But we need to see what the arena looked like, right? They fought. There was like a sand pit around them. They had a canvas similar. Looked like, much like what we see. I'm not sure. I forget what they called it in the film over there. Were they in? It was somewhere in Asia, right? Southeast Asia somewhere. But Bloodsport, man. Great film. Shout out to Ralfuccio here. I'll figure out how to pronounce it one of these days. We'll read the synopsis. All right. Next fight. So Sean Daughtry gets his ass destroyed. But you know what? That's okay. That is okay. Patrick Smith versus Ray Wizard. You heard that right. That's the next matchup here. And again, apologies. Don't have a clock. Not that fancy. Don't have that kind of budget in this stream. We're just having fun, just chatting it up. So Pat Smith versus Ray Wizard. So Patrick Smith, of course, returning guy from UFC 1, lost to Ken Shamrock pretty quickly, got his leg locked up, right? One of those ankle lock submissions. Of course, we're casual. We don't know what's going on. Jiu-jitsu, shoot fighting. We're going to figure this out as time goes on. So making a return appearance to the octagon, kickboxer Patrick Smith was ready to use what he had learned from competing at UFC 1 against the karate fighting newcomer Ray Wizard. Let's get it started. So, back to Bloodsport. Capitan Ralfuccio. Is that right? That sounds like, to me, maybe how it's supposed to be pronounced. Bloodsport, 1988 martial arts film. Newt Arnold. All right. An American-Hong Kong co-production. Okay, so they had to work together. This was developed maybe in China. I don't remember where they go in the movie. We'll read the plot. Shout out Jean-Claude Van Damme, legend. Been in a bunch of cheesy goofy films, but come on, they're fucking epic. Great martial arts movies all around. U.S. Army Captain Frank Dux has trained in the ways of ninjutsu under his sensei. There's the ninjutsu. It's being brought up again. See, look, ninjutsu just keeps popping up. Huh? As a boy, Dux and some of his friends broke into Tanaka's home to steal a katana, but Dux was apprehended while returning the katana to its place. Of course, he is the one respectful one. And shout out Jim Brown showing back up here. Patrick Smith just walked out. We've seen him at UFC 1. After Shingo's death, Senzo trains Dux as a member of the Tanaka clan. Dux is invited to Kumite. That's what I'm blanking on this, man. I'm blanking on this. It's late. Yeah, it's actually not that late. What am I saying? I'm tired. It's been a long day. It feels late. It's not that late. Kumite. That's what I'm looking for. After arriving in Hong Kong, Dux befriends American Valet Tudo. There's Valet Tudo. That got brought up. That's in the world of mixed martial arts, right? That becomes a thing as time goes on. Valet Tudo. So, Valet Tudo. What is Valet Tudo, you might be asking? Again, we're all casuals here. We're all new. Maverick. Dubois, Usyk 2. Who wins? Dubois has been looking good, Maverick. And again, I'm not a boxing aficionado, but I like Usyk. I like the guy. Smaller man. I respect him. He's always fighting the bigger guys. I think it's going to be fun to watch out for this one. I'll be tuning in. I'm curious to see, can Usyk get it done against the bigger guy? Obviously, Dubois has the punching power in his favor, but Usyk is just super technical, super dangerous everywhere. Get his footwork moving. The last fight was held outside, so it was kind of humid, kind of wet, kind of squeaky floor, slippery a little bit, right? Usyk had a little bit of trouble getting his footing. Of course, there was that low blow, right? It kind of hit him right in the stomach, low blow. We're not really sure exactly what happened there. I like Usyk in this one, but again, I'm not a boxing aficionado. Not all up on the boxings, but I like Usyk because he's the smaller guy, moving on up, getting the bigger guy, right? I like when I see that. I like to see the smaller guys challenge the bigger guys. That's real pound for pound, as you might say, in the MMA space, pound for pound in the boxing space. Usyk should be up there when it comes to the pound for pound rankings because he's fighting a dude that's got 20, 30, 40 pounds on him. I like Usyk. I'm excited for it. So Valet Tudo, we'll get into it in just a minute. But yeah, man. Valet Tudo, Bloodsport, Kumite, Ninjutsu. I mean, it's all coming together here. So Patrick Smith versus Ray Wizard. Ray Wizard walked out second. Big John McCarthy's in here. He is the referee. The origins of Let's Get It On. Yo, hit you up. We can do something to talk about history of the UFC and the impact. Yeah, man, totally. We'll figure it out. Listen, I'm not a historian. Capitan Ralfuccio. Anybody else in here? Go check out his channel. Sounds like he covers some of this history stuff. He likes to talk about the history of these things. I'm on the younger side. I missed a lot of this. Wasn't a super dedicated fan until kind of when Conor McGregor was on his way out. You know, Habib, Conor, like that was the one of those events that I actually tuned in for. I got on the big ones. I wasn't a hardcore fan back then. I started watching first one, you know, the whole fam, they were pulling up to UFC, the first one on Fox, right? I watched it. Cub Swanson, like I remember these moments. John Jones would smoke Tom Aspinall, says George Lockhart. George Lockhart, who the fuck? Why does that ring a bell, man? Stu, what's up, my man Stu? We used to get these movie rentals on VHS back in the day. Dude, the DVDs, man. The DVDs. We'd pull up with the DVDs. Oh, man, we missed the entire fight. We've been talking, chatting it up. Combatics. Dude, I'm not telling you how old I am. That's a secret. That's my age. I could be 45. I could be 15. You don't know. It looks like Patrick Smith just ran through this karate, dude. Shout out Stu, man. Yeah, dude. Back in the 90s. So Stu's an older guy. Pride was badass. Hell yeah, Pride was great. Dude, what do you think about foot stomp? Or not fucking foot stomp. I'm retarded. What do you think about knees to the grounded opponent, kicks on the ground? I mean, that stuff, bring it back. That is true MMA. You should be dangerous everywhere, right? This would help the wrestlers be dangerous. This would help the jiu-jitsu guys be more dangerous. This would help everyone develop more dangerous skills and have to be more defensively sound. Bring back kicks and knees to the ground. Now, we don't have to have stomps. You don't have to be stomping on heads. You could even disavow the soccer kicks if they really have a problem with it, but at least knees and then some kind of kicks on the ground or at least off the back should be allowed. God. I mean, I love that they changed the rule with the hand on the ground, the placement. You have to have, elbows, knees, butt, something else other than hands on the ground to be considered down, but hell yeah. Brutal, way better. It was just dangerous, man. Now, I still appreciate it. I still love it. Ilya Tapor, that's a dangerous motherfucker. That guy's could finish anybody. It's out there. Like, that guy can finish anybody. Tom Aspinall can finish anybody. Dricus du Plessis, dangerous everywhere, fun to watch. Even Magomed Ankalaev, axe kicks are to the dome, to the grounded opponent. Hell yeah. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Shogun Rua back in the day. Dude, I've seen some shit. We're going back and rewatching. We're pretending. The title's a little bit clickbaity here, guys. First time watching this. I've seen the main card of UFC 2. Went back, rewatched the tapes. Again, shout out to Stu and his comment. Dude, I may not have the age. I may not have the experience. I may not have the technical know-how. He's a wiser man, right? But back in the 90s, getting those VHSs, I get you, brother. I know the feel. Dude, Blockbuster, when I was real little, damn, dude, that was a fucking day. You go out on a Friday night after school. Your mom says, hey, you can pick this. You can pick that. That's it. You get one movie the entire weekend. You watch it maybe 3-4 times. Sometimes those would be the UFC cards, man. Sometimes. Man, shout out Blockbuster. What else? Family Video, man. I miss it, man. I know you miss it too, Stu. The wise man, Stu. I know you miss it, man. Anyway, let me watch this fight. We'll keep going. I don't know. We're like a minute into this. Patrick Smith is just teeing off right now. Ray Wizard has got nothing for him. Karate versus kickboxing, taekwondo. Bam. If anybody's interested in like the history, I mean, I know he says he wants to collab. We'll have to collab in the future. But it sounds like Capitan Ralfuccio knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to the history of things. I haven't checked out his channel. We can check it out in a minute once this fight's done. Patrick Smith's got a guillotine. They're learning some chokes. These stand-up guys are learning some chokes, and Ray Wizard has no idea what he's doing here. No clue. Big John McCarthy, he's getting close. He's looking in there. I've never used a lame red box. I do miss the neighborhood movie rentals. Dude, oh, he just drops Ray Wizard, and he's freaking, he's out. He's out. He's been choked unconscious. He's flipping out. John McCarthy gets over to him. Dude, Stu, I get it. You're loyal to your era. I had to use red. We had to use Redbox. I did not have Blockbuster Family Video for as long as an experienced veteran like yourself. I had to go with Redbox. I respect not ever using Redbox, but I had to use it. Redbox is just, it's like a step below Blockbuster to me, right? Because I had to go get the movie. Like, it was fun to go pick out a movie. You're in the grocery store with your parents, right? Man, pull out a Redbox, go over there, pick out a movie for the weekend, man. 2-3 days. It was like the same thing. Not quite as good, obviously, but I respect it. Pat Smith, he was a tough motherfucker. I mean, he looks like a tough dude. Jim Brown on the broadcast. Of course, big fan of the martial arts. Dude, he just chokes him out. Ray Wizard, he taps. Respect to Ray Wizard. He goes. Patrick Smith, brother, he just dumps him. That's a whole John Jones, Lyoto Machida just drops his ass backwards. Damn, son. Woo! Damn, son. Man, what were we talking about? Damn, I'm 43 and you're making me feel... You're not old, brother. You're experienced. You're a veteran of life. You've been through shit. I've been through shit. Not as much. I don't know as much. You're wiser than I am. Old? Matter of perspective. I don't think old is a bad thing. You learn things as you grow. You develop as you grow. You get smarter. You know more stuff. You're not fucking old. Not in here, man. Not in here. We're not old. We all watch the same shit. We're all going to watch the same shit. We're all going to be watching. Unfortunately, no matter how shit it is, I can't come to bring myself to boycott any of the UFC shit. This weekend's pay-per-view fucking stinks. Great fight card for a fight night in Louisiana, obviously. Fucking sucks as a pay-per-view, though. Come on. Pay-per-view. UFC 319 fucking stinks. Pay-per-view? No, absolutely not. Chicago Fight Night, I'm all in for. Dricus Duplessis, Hamzat Chimaev is like one of the biggest fights you can make in the sport. Stu, longtime veteran, right? You, my man. This is addressing you and anyone out there that's, that's been watching fights for more than just 5 years since COVID fucking started. Disgraceful TikTok. Now listen. Before I continue, before I bring out the anger here, anybody that's younger in the chat that's been watching since 2020 and beyond, we need you here. This is for you. This is not for Stu. Stu and I are just hanging out. We're just chatting shit, man. Right? I've seen a lot of these old school UFC fights. This is for everyone to become educated. We're going to walk through these. We're going to put up our power rankings. We're going to talk it through. All these MMA YouTubers I see making GOAT lists, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Somewhat. Now, a guy, Lucas Tracy, may or may not know him out there, makes great YouTube videos. Funny guy, but he's a casual. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay? His rankings, I liked a lot of the rankings. Some of them were stupid. Peter Yan in the top 10. I mean, I don't know. I love Peter Yan. Arman Tsarukyan. I like Arman Tsarukyan, but top 15 all time? No, absolutely not. Some of these old heads, and Stu, you might disagree. This might trigger Stu here. He's a veteran of the game. I'm getting completely off topic here. Some of these guys, Habib, Anderson Silva, no disrespect to the guys, they're legends. They're not top 3, top 4 Mount Rushmore guys anymore. When it comes to best skill for skill fighters, these guys are getting better year in and year out. Just like the women, they're getting better year in and year out. What does that mean for the women who physically can't harm each other in the same way that a man can? It's the product of women's MMA is definitely lessening over time. Now, there's ladies out there, Dakota Jicheva fighting tomorrow, PFL, Africa. Going to be a fun card. I like the main card. Solid main card from the PFL. Some of the best fights they can offer. She fights like a mean-ass bitch, dude. Dakota Jicheva is a fucking nasty bitch. She is good as shit, man. She's fucking nasty with it. Who are my locks on the PFL? Listen, man, I'm not a betting guy, but we'll break it down. We can open it up. I mean, we're getting distracted. We're supposed to be watching UFC 2, but we'll get there. Pull up the PFL Africa card for us. We'll get there, Manny. Let me see what my locks are. Do you like Maxwell? John Tonana. That's the African prospect, right? He's on the prelims. I think I've seen him fight one time. To be fair, I don't watch the PFL with the same passion. But Manny, I like the hardcore status that you're putting on display here. Where's the freaking card? God damn it. All right, Tapology. Come on. Let's load up. All right, here we go. Prelims, I'll be honest with you. I have seen DeJounte Nana once or twice. There might be 1 or 2 more guys on here. But Manny R., let us know in the chat who we need to watch out for. If you know these guys, if you know some bangers on the prelims, let us know so we can watch out for them. He beat Dennis Goltsov in Sambo. Dennis Goltsov. And Dennis Goltsov's on the main card fighting Corey Anderson here. That's legit. I think this Nkosi Ndebele, however you pronounce that. I'll figure it out. Listen, I know a lot of pronunciations from watching MMA. You kind of pick them up as you go, right? If you're a fan, you come in and you don't know how to look at Habib Nurmagomedov. You're like, well, how the heck do you say that? And then 2 or 3 months in, yep, Nkosi and Maxwell, most forward to watching. Yep, in the prelims, absolutely. I agree with you. Those are the 2 guys that I know. So, to be honest, I don't. But this is going to be my introduction to all of them. Everybody should be tuning into this. The PFL, as a promotion, Don Davis, I'm a little shaky on that guy. Don't love what he's putting out there. But listen, last week, 2 weeks ago, UFC or the PFL MENA card and the PFL Brussels card, fucking bangers from top to bottom. Regional MMA out there, fucking epic. I loved it. Introduced to a lot of hot prospects. This prelim card should be the exact same. So, guy Kane, Umar Kane, of course, he fights over in one championship. South Africans, a lot of Cameroonians on this one, of course, the Francis Ngannou ties with the PFL. But in terms of locks, I mean, come on, we're all picking Johnny Eblen here. Costello Vanstinas is dangerous and explosive. Like, we don't know how this guy fights. We don't know what's going to happen here. And Manny R, listen, I can get into the details. I'm not the technical breakdown kind of guy. I mean, I can do that for you if we want to get into it. But this, we're just talking it up. We're just having fun. This is like most of my channel stuff you'll see is news. Maka Sharip. Yeah, you think so? Izumi, I may or may not have seen Izumi. Dude, I watch so many fights and I don't really keep track of them. He's fought in Ryzen. Spike Carlisle. I did see that fight. Yep, that's the only fight I've seen of his. He arguably won the grappling match against Arman Sarukian. Who was it, Izumi? Or this guy? He does look familiar. Is that what that's from? Shout out Manny R, fucking legend, fucking hardcore MMA fan. This guy, I'm busy and I watch a lot of fights. Like, that's my entire free time is watching fights, and I can't keep up with this Manny guy. Manny, shout out, brother. Shout out, man. Yep. Arman Sarukian. Okay. Listen, from what I've seen, I mean, Spike Carlisle, all action fighter, fun guy. Beating him, unanimous decision, not finishing him is not a good look against the guy. Maka Sharip, this guy looks dangerous. 6-4, of course, coming out of Russia. Not sure if he's Dagestani or not. Ahmed Magomedov versus AJ McKee. What do you think about that one, Manny? AJ McKee moving back down to featherweight. That's going to be good for him. Increases his... What's the way to put this? Listen, he moved up to lightweight. He's a big featherweight, but he clearly was not... Like, when he moved up to lightweight, he did not look right. Like, something was fucking off. Like, he's not training. He just looked like he wasn't training. Shout out you, bro, for the lives and discussions on MMA. Hey, listen, I'm trying. We're trying to talk this up. I just get tired. I get really fucking tired of tuning into live streams from other YouTubers that have huge audiences. And listen, I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this for money. I'm just doing this for fun because I get fucking tired of people having MMA channels, and no disrespect, like, they're fun to watch. I think MMA Shea, who actually is a trained mixed martial artist, he does good breakdowns. Lucas Tracy's pretty funny. MMA Guru can be funny, screams, he's crazy, bombastic. Like, say what you will about all these different MMA YouTubers. I just feel like they're so casual, and all of what they say, a lot of what they say is so casual. So many casual takes. Now, I like some of MMA Guru's breakdowns. He sounds like he's pretty intellectual, but people don't like him, whatever. Politics, whatever side. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't fucking care what your politics are. I need hardcore takes. I need to have a real discussion. Manny, man, do you have a fucking YouTube channel? Start a fucking YouTube channel, man. You know what the fuck you're talking about. That's a close fight, but I think maybe I'd lean towards AJ McKee. I just have high fucking hopes for AJ McKee. The way that he blitzed through the Bellator tournament, bro. He's been on the scene for a long time. There's lots of casuals in this space. I know goddamn well that nobody has seen Ahmed Magomedov. Now, listen, I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about this guy, but I've seen him fight. Because I've tuned into some Bellator cards. Right? I don't have to pretend like I know the ins and outs of these guys, but then when you go watch somebody's breakdown and they're like, I don't know who this is. What are you doing? Sometimes I don't know who they are, but that's why I'm not making... Manny, shout out to you. You're asking me about betting questions. I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't fucking bet. And I don't really pick fights. I like to talk about all the sides of things. How's this guy match up against this guy, style-wise, this way, style-wise, that way. I can make picks. I can break it down. We can talk about it. I'm not against it. I've done it. It's just frustrating to watch guys that have no idea who anybody is. Like, I guarantee you, like, Johnny Eblin, is he a UFC potential champion? I don't think so. But he's really fucking good. Middleweight sucks, so it's possible. I'm not going to rule it out. Anyway, what do we have next? UFC 2, Johnny Rhodes, David Levecki, Wing Chun versus Karate. Again, Sorry, I don't have a timer. Anybody watching? But we're going through these. UFC Fight Pass. Shout out UFC Fight Pass. By far the longest bout in UFC history at the time. Wing Chun, Kung Fu fighter David Levesque, battled kickboxer Johnny Rhodes for the unprecedented 12-plus minutes in this matchup. Also memorable for its unusual need for referee Big John McCarthy. Big John McCarthy's hands-on interference. Let's take a watch. Western Mass, what's up, man? How we doing, brother? How we doing tonight? How we doing? How we doing? Keep it moving. What's that from, man? How we doing? Keep it moving. Okay, well, wait a second. We gotta keep going. We gotta go back to these power rankings. Okay. Sean Daughtry. Okay. Ray Wizard. Definitely fourth. Do you watch boxing as well? Manny, listen, I watch the big boxing events. This is like me from 2015, like 2013, 14 to like 2018, 19. I watch the big ones. That's how I was with the UFC. I watch the big ones. So like Usyk, big fan of Usyk. I'll be watching Canelo and Crawford, obviously. Crawford and fucking what's his fucking face? The guy that he fought, 2 years ago. Errol Spence. I watched that one. I watched the big ones. Okay. I watch the big ones. RX. Shout out my man. Watching UFC 2. Great idea. How do we become hardcores, RX? We fucking rewatch this shit. Hype for Usyk tomorrow. Brother, Usyk Dubois is going to be fucking great. But are you going to be watching PFL or are you going to be watching the Usyk Dubois fight? Or is it going to play out perfectly? Is it going to be like PFL from this chunk of block to Usyk and Dubois? Dude, what if I'm praying that it's PFL card and then there's like an hour in between the PFL and UFC starts. And, honestly, we can skip the Carly Judice fight. Now, she's a monster. She's got the crazy output. She's got the knockout ability. She's a dangerous fighter. Carly Judice fights dangerous. She fights mean. So maybe. What if that Usyk Dubois fight falls right in that 2-hour break between PFL and UFC? Woo, my day would be fucking complete, man. My day would be absolutely complete. Okay. Patrick Smith is clearly, I'll put him in number 2. I like what I saw from Scott Morris. I think PFL main will end before Usyk fights start. Thank fucking God. Judice the GOAT. Hey, I like her output. I respect her output. Again, RX, we've talked about this. I've said it in here. Listen, women's MMA, not my biggest cup of tea, right? Not my favorite aspect of MMA, but respect to some of the ladies that can get after it. And Carly Judice is one of those ladies. And then right after Usyk fight, the UFC card is going to start. Fights are morning tonight. Dude, we're going to be fucking locked in. We're going to be fucking locked in, brother. All goddamn day. All day. From sunrise to sunset, we've got fights. And it's fantastic. But yeah, Manny, back to your question. I don't watch a ton of boxing. I watch the big ones. Getting started here. These guys are doing like legit old school. If we're rewatching the cards, we need to watch Ronda versus Liz Carmouche ASAP. Liz Carmouche, right? I mean, she's fighting in PFL, right? She's in the title fight. Why we gotta fight Ronda? Why we gotta watch Ronda Liz Carmouche? The fuck you talking about, dude? What we need to watch that one for? Lame. All right, look, this might be a finish here. We got some kind of scramble here. We're about a minute in. Again, I don't have a clock. I ain't got nothing. This is a terrible watch along. We're keeping up. We're just chatting, letting the fights play out. Listen, this is the chat where all the casuals need to come. Of course, I was shitting on the TikTokers. Is there any reason you don't bet? Nah, I just don't have interest in it, man. I am too invested to spend money on things. MMA is too unpredictable. RX, for example, we've been talking on MMA Holes channel as well. Shout out MMA Holes, RX, Western Moss. But Manny, I don't bet because I just can't predict it. I just cannot. There's been too many times where I've been watching a fight and I know, okay, this guy's going to dominate. And then it doesn't happen, right? Tomorrow, we've been yelling about this. We've been talking about this for days. Vettori as a technical fighter fucking sucks, okay? He fucking stinks. What the fuck does he do well? He's like almost like a Marab, but not quite as good. There's nothing that he does really well. Brandon Allen is way more technically sound and technically proficient everywhere. He throws a more varied attack on the feet, and his jiu-jitsu is way better. His grappling's way better. Of course, his takedown's not the best. Marvin Vettori likely will not be taken down, but we'll see. Brandon Allen, on paper, you look at his technical skills, he should win. He should win. But it's MMA. And I'm supposed to bet Vettori as the underdog? I'd pick that. I would pick that as a bettor. I would go with the underdog pick because I want to win money. I don't pick favorites. I don't really. The parlays, I get it, but I don't do it. The first of many women's MMA bangers. Liz Carmouche, Ronda Rousey. Hell yeah. You got to bet on the regional scene. Always lots of setup fights for a fighter to win. That's fair. I don't know where to even fucking start, man. DraftKings, Prize Picks. Welcome to Prize Picks. Welcome to DraftKings. Stake bet. Dogecoin bet. I didn't even know you could bet on regional MMA. Can you bet on amateur MMA too? That'd be fucking wild, dude. Okay, anyway. Back to the tournament here. David Levesque and Johnny Rose. Johnny Rose karate. I'm not even sure. One dude's got the whole mullet action going. The other guy, they're just on the ground choking. I mean, this is just like a fucking two dudes swinging in the fucking back of a Wendy's parking lot. This is just nothing. They're both exhausted. I mean, we're what, like 2-3 minutes into this? Maybe more. No, we're like halfway. I mean, there's really not much to break down here. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. Karate guys, stand-up guys, and they're on the ground. At least he's got kind of a figure four guard going on here. Like tomorrow, Eileen Pereira, Alex Pereira's sister, fights on Karate Combat, easy money. I mean, I guess that's sort of regional MMA. I know. She's looking good. Like she fights mean. A lot of these women don't fight mean. Zhang Wei Li fights mean. Is she she's not an underdog or anything, right? Or are you like betting a large sum of money on her as a favorite? Because I don't like losing all that money, dude. I don't got expendable income. I can't even afford a goddamn clock for you guys to keep up and watch this shit along with me. I've been going back and watching the old cars too. UFC 6 at the moment. Shout out RX, man. UFC 6. What is UFC 6? No, she's a favorite. Okay. Right, but are you betting on her? Because to me, because I don't come from betting, I'm looking to like maximize my profits. I would bet $5. Oh, dude, this dude's entire ass cheeks are out right now. His gi is off, and John McCarthy's sticking his hand into his ass and pulling his pants out. His underwear's out now. I mean, at least he's got his underwear on, brother. His whole ass is out, and John McCarthy's fixing his pants while they're fucking throwing punches. RX. What's going on, bro? What is this? John McCarthy is getting a little handsy. He's got his hands all the way down his ass crack. What the fuck happened? Dude. He's got his hands in his butt crack. Big John McCarthy's trying to oil check some dude in a gi. What are we doing? John McCarthy sticking his whole entire hand down there. Why can't that happen to female MMA fighters? Yeah. I mean, listen, I guess you can get away with it if it's a guy. Jeez, brother. So hyped for Contender Series started. Contender Series is the best shit the UFC does, man. Contender Series is the best thing the UFC does. I got a guy from around me that's fighting on the Contender Series. I don't know him personally, but I know he lives near me. A good ref always does oil checks. Dude, I mean, you got to check the oil before you let the car out the garage, right? Dude, his ass is coming back out again. It's just like, this looks like a fucking porno. The camera is looking straight down his back and his ass cheeks are just like raised up from behind. This is ridiculous. Has there ever been a female referee in the UFC? I believe there was. And if it wasn't the UFC, it was boxing for sure. Who was it? Manny, come on. Ass along. I believe somebody in the chat, if Stu is still hanging around, I believe there was a female UFC referee. Female reproductive. No. believe there was. I remember she had a ponytail, maybe. Yeah, Kim Winslow. She's fucking awful, wasn't she? Yikes. Shout out Kim Winslow with the ponytail. I remember this lady. Yeah, there was. She was fucking awful. Look at this. I don't know who made this YouTube video. It's Not Cage Fighting. Shout out to them. 9-minute video. Go check it out. Worst Winslow moments. Now, I'm sure she's a nice lady. I'm sure she's fine, whatever. She knows the martial arts, but she is not clearly did not know what she was doing. And even I remember that as a young lad. Bring her back. Dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Bring her back. We need more representation, huh? Dude, John is digging his hands in his butt, brother. Just let him fall off at this point. I mean, it's no holds barred. No rules. Cage fighting. Him and cockfighting. Just let him go. Just let his pants fall off, You know, the politicians back in the day, they said this was human cockfighting. This is the worst and most nasty thing we've ever seen. Guess what? Why don't we just have a dude, like, pull his stick and balls out during the fight? You might as well. Probably 90 by now. Dude, she looks pretty old. She looked old back then. Kim Winslow. That's a fucking throwback. You know what? That's why we're all here. We're learning about the UFC. We're becoming hardcore fans as we speak. As we speak. We are learning the ways of the UFC. Pants were part of the rules, at least. No rules. I mean, like, when did the Speedos come into play? That's what I'm wondering. Because Ken Shamrock's, I mean, like, there was too much coverage, in my opinion. Just saying. Just saying. How does this watch along help us pick 318? We have to go back to the roots. We have to break this down from the source. We have to rewatch UFC 1 through 318 before the next 24 hours is complete so that we know how the fight is going to go. If we watch all of these fights from beginning to end, we will know exactly what happens in the main event. RX, you fool. We need to see what Allen needs to do tomorrow. This fight right here, Johnny Rhodes, David Levicki, this is what Brandon Allen needs to do. You go to the point of exhaustion where you're just wailing on a guy, smacking him in the head, punches the guy, you're on top for a minute, then you switch positions. You're just two exhausted dudes that are just, I mean, this looks like a porno. I'm sorry. Sorry to say it, boys. This looks like a porno. Maybe skip this one. There's a reason this one was on the prelims. There's a reason this one was not on the main card, not televised, not on pay-per-view. This is a terrible fight. Now, they're trying hard. I'll give them credit. I mean, there are cage grabs galore in this one. Have the ref finger him? Oh, my God, RX. Oh, my God. Allen, don't do what they did back then. Allen's the kind of guy, man. He might oil check you. Watch out. Dude, John McCarthy digging his hands right back in the butt crack. He's right back in his ass. I mean, you got two dudes laying on each other, sweating on each other. I mean, they look like they're moaning out there. I mean, then you got John McCarthy, the third party. I mean, he's just getting off on this. He's in there, just mouth agape. You know what I'm talking. If you've seen John McCarthy ref, you see his mouth just jaw slack. I mean, he's all the way in it, man. John McCarthy, third party. I mean, he is having a great old time in there. He's enjoying what he is seeing. Bring Big John back. RX, what are your thoughts? Do you watch Weighing In? Do you listen to Weighing In anymore? Because that shit fucking stinks, man. They are dropping off like a motherfucker. They fell off a fucking cliff. Weighing In. Now, shout out Josh Thompson, Big John, when they started the thing. A lot of insight, a lot of great stuff. They've lost some luster, man. That podcast is not what it used to be. They need some energy in there. They need some hardcore fans like us to get in there. Never watched them. RX, man. Sounds like you're fucking casual. Fucking casual. You've never seen UFC 1 through 318? I mean, pathetic. Pathetic. Anyway. Dude, these guys are just not it, man. These guys are not it. I will say, We're going to have to make some room for him on the power rankings. I mean, Johnny Rhodes looks like he's doing better. I'm not sure who wins this one, but don't matter. I can judge a fight and judge a fighter based on the fight itself and not just the finish. Sometimes that needs to be taken into account. David Levicki. Sometimes the fight itself, do oil checks factor into the rankings? I mean, if we're factoring oil checks into the ranks, then Big John is the #1 unanimous pound-for-pound oil checker in the sport. I mean, we throw that on the side here. I mean, like, we can have a whole entire category for that. #1 oil checker. We're just, you know what? We'll just find a picture of Big John, throw him on there. Big John McCarthy. You know, Tank Abbott seems to have a lot of beef with this guy. And I find this guy to be quite the arrogant son of a bitch, I will say. The way that he talks on his podcast, RX, he will tell you one thing because he created the rules, right? He'll say one thing on that podcast. Fighters always say they love Big John. I'm sure they do. He's probably a nice guy, but this guy's an arrogant son of a bitch. This guy's an arrogant son of a bitch. Because he'll say one thing 1 month about one fight going this way, and then like 2, 3, now we've got a cut. These guys are just literally sleeping on each other. Blood leaking from the eye of Levicki, I believe. Big John will say something one podcast with such conviction because he made the rules right, and he'll go to the rules and say, this is the reason why this. And then like 3 months later, because the fight plays out in a different way, maybe it's a friend of his or who knows what the bias is, he'll say the exact fucking opposite thing with the same exact conviction. And I'm just sitting there like, wait a minute, 3 months ago, you told me that because you created the rules, you know all. But then now you're telling me the exact opposite and giving me the exact opposite advice because it's a completely different fight, completely unrelated. Now I changed my picks. I changed my thoughts. I changed my opinions on fighters. I like this guy. I like that guy. But I mean, listen, it's the goddamn rules. Damage is favored above all. Torres Finney, I don't care if you laid on a man for 15 freaking minutes. If he's elbowing you in the fucking side of the head and it's barely doing any damage, it's still more damage than just sitting on somebody. Taking somebody down does not fucking matter. It does not score. These guys are laying on each other. Somebody's cut open because there's been more damage done. The guy who did the damage wins the fight. Go to the rules. The rules are fucked. The rules are messed up. But Torres Finney did not win that fight against Gustafsson. He did not win it. Wait, no, not Gustafsson. Who the fuck did he fight? Did he fight? Was it who's fighting tomorrow? Was it Valentin? Was that the fight? RX, help me on there. Get that chat interaction. Anyway, Torres Finney did not win his fight. All right, it's over. The guy's been left in a bloody heap. John McCarthy really enjoyed that one. He got to stick his hand in a man's butt crack for about 5 minutes. Very impressive. Casual moment. Dude, I'm having casual moments all day. That's why we're here, RX. That's why we're rewatching. Was it? I think it was Valentin. Neither of those guys sustained very much damage, but Valentin won the fight. And there's no question in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. But Big John McCarthy will tell you 1 week that this guy wins it because of this. And then Torres Finney wins that fight. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in his mind that Torres Finney wins that fight because he wrestled somebody to death. He sat on them. You do not win a fight by sitting on somebody. Big John did the most damage. Dude, he traumatized that guy. That guy's going to therapy. And you know it. You know he's going to therapy because of that. He got his butt violated by Big John McCarthy. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We were talking about PFL Africa. RX, you watching PFL Africa? PFL Africa. Probably their best card in quite a while. probably since the Francis Ngannou, Renan Ferreira card, since the last fights over in the Middle East for them. I like the look of the card. Samuko Inaba's got nothing. Costello Van Steenis probably has nothing. Hell no. Dude, this is a good card. You know who AJ McKee is, RX? You're a fucking dirty casual. I don't care if you're rewatching every fight card like we're doing here. You're a dirty, filthy casual. I'm just kidding. As we've seen the last couple of Bellator guys coming over to the UFC, not very impressive. Of course, Patricio Pitbull making his second fight, we'll call it a re-debut because he claims that he didn't know that that fight was going to be 3 rounds against Yair Rodriguez, and that's the only reason he lost. Sure. You fucking absolute tard. You lost the fight. He had his moments. He had a moment in the 3rd round. Had an armbar. Almost sunk that shit in. But come on, bro. Come on, bro. Hell no. Time to go. Dude, he just came from the PFL. Patricio just came for the PFL. He can't go back. He's done. This is his last chance. I think he can do it. I'm not picking him against Dan Ige. That fight, you know what's funny about that one, RX? You know what we haven't really talked about? You know what we haven't brought up at all, really? Let's watch PFL 2. Dude, fuck off. I ain't watching PFL 2. That shit was ass. What? Events. There we go. That shit was ass. You know what we haven't talked about, RX, at all this week? How, aside from the main event, these 4 fights, PFL ass, then, now, and forever. Listen, some of the fights are good. Dakota Ditcheva, when she comes to the UFC, hopefully she does, she is the one that could potentially dethrone Valentina. If it's not going to be Natalia Silva, shout out Natalia Silva. That's my girl. She, dangerous. She is fun to watch. I like her. I like Valentina. Very technical. She's just not all that dangerous. Zhang Wei Li, like her too. Kayla, like her. Amanda, like her. Cyborg, I like her. Dakota, I like her too. Carly Judice, she's growing on me. RX, anybody out there? We have been talking about this card, how it's terrible, not pay-per-view worthy, not this, not that. It looks like a good fight night, New Orleans. Great for a card that way. Put it on ABC right here in America, whatever. Keep Dakota away from Judice. RX has got a major crush on Judice. Let me just put that out there, everyone. She's RX. I hate to break it to you, my guy. She's locked up, man. She is taken by another woman. Moment of silence for RX here. This is the love of his life, and she is not attracted to men. Moment of silence. But you know what that means? She's going to be a top-ranked fucking female in the next 2 years. She's got that bad bitch in her, man. She has that energy, man. Those heterosexual women just do not put that damage on ladies in the same way, man. It's just a fact, man. Look at them. Natalia Silva. Calm down, Brady Highstand. Brady. Hey, my eyes are not this fucking big like Brady Highstand. Shut up. Anyway, she's taken, my guy. Sorry to burst your bubble. But RX, we have not talked about how this card could end up being extremely fucking boring. I really hope that these fights are bangers. I think they're going to be good. But wow. You look at the prelims and you go, all right, Gautier, Valentin. Valentin brings the chaos. Gautier brings the athleticism, the explosivity. Somebody's going to sleep in this one. Somebody's getting hurt in this one. It's going to be awesome. Varetnikov kind of fucking sucks. Prado literally only knows how to march forward and have good fights. We know the card is ass. What I'm saying is the prelims have potential, real potential. Like there's almost no way that these 4 all suck. People are talking like, yo, this card's fucking low-key banger, man. Low-key, this card's going to pop off. These 4 fights right here before the main event, have the potential to be absolute snooze fest. Every single one. Like, I'm passing out before we even get to the main event type snooze fest. Like, awful cards. Awful fights. Paulo Costa, go back, rewatch that Sean Strickland fight. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. UFC fell off after UFC 2. Bro, that's why we're watching this shit. Now, listen, again, I'm too cheap. I don't have a fucking clock. I'd have a clock, otherwise we'd be seeing this fight you'd see in front of me. Kevin Allen, Danny Rodriguez. Could this be a stand-up, poke and prod kind of fight? Absolutely. Danny get Patricio Pitbull. Two guys with power. They're going to be scared of each other. They're basically the same height, weight, and build, right? They're both getting older. They're both a little cautious. They're not as dangerous as everybody wants you to think they are. That could be a stinker. Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou at featherweight. There's potential. And Michael Johnson, Zell Huber. Michael Johnson is a glass cannon. The guy's really fast, really dangerous still, even at his advanced age. Daniel Zell Huber leaves his chin out there. Potential for one of these guys get knocked out, but there's also potential these guys kind of just poke and prod at each other too and point fight. All four of these fights could absolutely fucking suck. Absolutely fucking stink. MJ versus Zell. I think it's going to be fun. I think this one has the potential of these four to be the least boring. If they were all going to be mid fights and lackluster fights, I know that Zell Huber, Michael Johnson, of those four, is the least likely to be boring. All decisions on the pay-per-view. Dang. That's crazy. But you know what? Not that crazy. Not that crazy because I see it. I can see it. That's what I've been talking about. That's what I mean. That's what I'm getting to. RX, you know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm talking about. You already understand exactly where I was going. And this goddamn TV ain't working. Fucking shit. We're going to pull up Fight Pass on here. You know what? We came in here to talk about UFC 2. You know what? I'm getting distracted. We can't even watch the damn the fights. Man. We're going to be going all fucking night at this rate. Can't get through any of these fights. All right, Fight Pass. We're pulling it up. All right. There we go. Of course, now I can't share the screen. I gotta remember not to share the screen. So we go back to Tapology, UFC 2. Johnny Rose, David Levesque. We just watched that one. Freak Haymaker, basically is this guy's name. Freak Haymaker and Thaddeus Luster. Where is this one? Where is Freak? Where's Freak? Oh, Frank. They've got... Dude! Tapology's got a terrible typo here. Unless this is absolutely incorrect. Now I got to go it on this screen. I'm going to go picture in picture. I mean, we're getting all kinds of fancy in here. Frederick. Oh. Dude. It says Freak Haymaker. You go to Wikipedia and it says Frank, and then he on the broadcast just said Frederick. What's this guy's name? Freak, Frederick, or Frank? What are we doing? So Freak, I like Freak Haymaker. Now it sounds like Friedrich Hamaker. But you know what? We're going to call him Freak Haymaker because that's a fucking badass name. Hilarious name. Versus Thaddeus Luster. Freak Frank Frederick Haymaker. Absolutely. Let's see your women's MMA banger folder on Fight Pass. Let me tell you. So Thaddeus Luster, Kung Fu fighter. Curious. I've never heard of these guys. So do you think they go on to be absolute legends like a Patrick Smith, like a Royce Gracie, like a Remco Pardo? Not so sure. I kid you not, for anybody that thinks I'm lying, go look it up. Friedrich is what he says in the broadcast. Frank is Wikipedia. And Tapology, which is never wrong, says freak. So he's from Holland. It's a Sambo guy. First mention of Sambo in the UFC. This guy's going to run through everybody. I mean, this is Dagestani Sambo wrestling, man. Sambo. We don't know what Sambo is yet. This guy's going to blitz through everybody, right? This guy's going to murder them all. Freak Haymaker. Thaddeus Luster. He looks like a stone cold drug abuser. I was going to say stone cold killer, but he's 39. We're throwing Thaddeus all the way down. I'm predicting this one doesn't go too well. We'll throw him before call him Thad Luster. How's our ranking so far? Sambo guy's got to be good. Are we watching UFC 2 lives? No. I got to go back. There's no broadcast. I got to go find the fights and watch them individually. So, okay. Sambo guy just taken down Thad Luster. Listen, RX, when we get a timer, we'll get things going more professionally, okay? We're too busy talking, chatting shit, man. All right. Freak Haymaker already on top. I mean, this Sambo guy, do we put him number one automatically just because he's a Sambo guy? Big John keeps your hands to yourself in this one. Yes, he needs to do so. Now, Freak Haymaker's wearing some gi pants, some gi loose-fitting pants, and a singlet. So I don't think he's going to – I hope that Big John McCarthy does not stick his hand all the way through 2 layers of clothing this time, but you never know. Could get a little freaky. His name is Freak after all. So Thad is just getting laid on right here. Freak is having his way with him, and not in a sexual way, but I mean, take it as you will. Knee shot to the groin. Very good technique here. Very good technique. Knees to the groin of his opponent. Big John is his real full name. You know that there's a little dash. You're forgetting the dash. It's Big John. Big John McCarthy. Full name. Full name that was given at birth. Came straight out the womb. They said, Big Dash John McCarthy. That's him. Big John. Not Jonathan. Not Johnny. Not Biggie. Big John. The Sambo here doesn't look very dangerous against the stand-up fighter. So, Sambo in 93, was it that good? We'll just have to wait and see. Will Sambo ever do anything? Will it come into the UFC? Will it play a predominant factor in the future of the UFC? We'll just have to wait and see. There's a couple of things we see along our way that we know. We know how things go. So, we're a few minutes into this one. We're 2 minutes in. Sambo, absolutely dominant here. Not really doing much damage, though. Of course, we've been talking about damage needs to be done. How do you win a UFC fight? How do you win an MMA fight? You do damage. You don't just lay on somebody. You need to submit them. You need to twist their arms, manipulate some limbs, punch somebody in the face, elbow them, knee them, something. Not much of that going on here. They're getting freaky. You know it. You know it. So there's blood on the canvas here in the corner, but obviously neither of these guys cut open. Need some ball damage. Brother, they're doing massive damage. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit. They're going right for the nuts, man. Their elbow, knee, whatever they can get in there in this one. Nasty, this Sambo guy, but he's not doing a lot of damage, like I keep saying. Like I'm saying. Frederick, he knows what he's doing here. Oh, now he's teeing off. It might have been a suspicious motion, but I trust you. I promise you it was not. I promise you it was not. Friedrich Amaker. I like Freak Haymaker better. Way better. Dude. Thaddeus Luster is literally pulling this guy's hair out. Literally yanking his hair out. Gerard Gordeau, of course, finalist at UFC 1. He's in the corner of Freak Haymaker. He's a stand-up guy. And Haymaker, whatever you want to call him, more of a ground guy. Sambo. Interesting, because we traditionally see the Dagestanis doing the Sambo in today's MMA. 4 minutes into this one, he's got an arm lock. He's got some kind of looks like an Americana locked up here, potentially. We'll see if he's working on it. Not quite working on it the way I'd like to see him. It's right there. Just do it. Just rip this dude's arm off. He's a stand-up fighter. Just rip his arm off. What are we waiting for here, Freak? What are we waiting for here, Freak? Thaddeus is still just ripping his hair out. Just tearing it. Got a lot of long hair here, Freak does. And Thaddeus taps out to some kind of submission. You couldn't even see. Again, camera crew on these events not up to par. Not up to snuff. We need to see what's going on. They don't even know what they're looking at. They've never seen this shit. So, Freak Haymaker on to the second round. And they're just, dude, I love the pace, man. They're running right out of the octagon. They win and they're gone. They win and they are fucking gone. I don't know, man. Freak Haymaker. I mean, I got to put him 4. Freaky was part of my parlay. Let's fucking go. Dude, imagine going back and betting on this shit. Imagine. If we knew what we know today based on styles, you could very easily predict how these fights were going to go. It's fucking Sambo against a stand-up guy. And it's 1993, and most of these guys are like fucking strip mall karate teachers that really haven't done much in their lives. Now, no disrespect to half of them, but I mean, some of these guys you can tell are just barroom brawlers or, like I said, strip mall instructors. Just not it, man. Just not it. Okay. So we're moving on up here. Orlando Veet versus Robert Lucarelli. If you know, you know. You've heard of some of these guys. Big John, over or under 2 oil checks in this next fight? I don't know. We're going to have to see what they're wearing first, my friend. We're going to have to see what they're wearing. Okay, so we're looking at Orlando V. We got to find it. Orlando, come to me, Orlando. There we go. Nope, that's not the one I want. There we go. So, and again, none of these fights are very long, mind you. They're very, 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 very quick finishes in most of these. Big John will find a way no matter the outfit. Oh, you know he will. He doesn't care. He is relentless. He's a filthy human being. No, I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. But he loves him some oil checks. Loves him some oil checks. Whoa, bro. He is huffing and puffing on the broadcast. This is like a roofie. I mean, not a roofie. This is like a Gene Silva back in 1994. Orlando Veet. This guy's hungry. He's baring his teeth. 0 sinks to wash his hands in also. You know that they were probably fighting at some cattle ranch out back in the, you know, in the tin roofed cattle ranch. Whatever. I was going to finish my thought, but I'm not going to. Lucarelli looking a little bit chubby in there. I'm not going to lie. This guy's got some extra meat on the bone. Orlando Veit looks like he came to fucking fight. Yeah, Robert Lucarelli. I'm here. I'm an American kickboxer, and I'm here to win the tournament. Woo! Yeah, I don't know, buddy. Apex better. I don't know, man. You can't turn down the old Mammoth Cave, whatever the hell this place is called. Mammoth Gardens. Don't you disrespect the Mammoth Gardens now. All right. Robert Lucarelli, 245, 6'4". So wait, 6'2", excuse me. He's got some nice red parachute pants. I mean, he is ready to rock and roll, man. He's a karate instructor. Shout out Lucas. Not Lucarelli. Fuck me, man. Can't wait for UFC 3. Dana dropping the news for it. Dude, there's going to be a massive promo on here with the absolute worst undercard and a fucking banger of a main event. You know it. You know it. Also, UFC 3 did have a good main event. They had a solid main event, right? All right, Big John. We got to put his name up there every time. I mean, they're fighting. They're running in. They're running out the cage and running back in. I mean, this is awesome. UFC needs to cut down on the bullshit and just run the fight straight through. Put this shit on Netflix and let's just watch it. Don't even clean up the blood or sweep up the bodies. Just leave those bodies straight on the floor. All right, Lucarelli, dude, he's a pale son of a bitch, but he's aggressive. Orlando Veit's gotten himself taken down here. This guy looks like a freak of nature. But you know what? This Lucarelli guy taking it to him. He's got him in a headlock. Woo! Woo-wee! They could not even get the referee gloves back then. Oh man, he's wearing some solid yellow nurses, doctor, whatever, medical gloves. Got those latex gloves on, Big John. Ooh, elbows to the back. Ooh, knee up the middle as he's getting. Oh yes, sir. That's what I like to see, baby. Woo! Oh, follow-up shots. Dude, just soccer kicking his ass. Elbow straight to the back of the neck. I mean, he's. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. He is getting the fuck after him. Holy shit. They have thrown in the towel. Oh, my word. Orlando Veit. Woo! Lucarelli standing up, gets kneed in the face. Oh, my God, dude. 12-6 DQ. RX? Hell to the fucking no. Not back at UFC 2. UFC 2, make UFC great again. Shout out to the great Donald Trump. If you. God damn it. Anyway. Shout out to the Trump man himself. Make UFC great again. Make UFC great again. Oh, God. Oh, my God. They need to, you know what? UFC's dabbling in politics. Some people like it. Some people don't. Listen, politics has always been part of sports. It's obnoxious. We don't need to gloat. We don't need to make a big deal of it. Just, it's the fucking president. Let him watch the fights and just move on. We don't need to glaze him every time he goes in there. Taking away from the fighters. And I want to see the fights. I need to watch Trump on my broadcast. The White House, I mean, that's a cool spectacle event. But like, how the fuck are they going to get that done? Anyway, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't even fucking keep up with that shit anyway. But as the president himself says, make something great again. Make UFC great again. Elbows, 12-6, straight to the back of the neck. Hit him right at the bottom of his cerebral cortex. And let's give this guy tremendous brain damage. I am moving Orlando Veit into the number 1 position. You heard it right. You heard that right. Make UFC great again. Soccer kicks, elbows to the back of the dome. Love it. Love it. Absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Next up, we've got Remco Pardo. Some of you may know who that is. Judo. I believe he's also from Holland. Remco Pardo versus Alberto. Where is this one? Huh. Where's the damn fight, man? Where's the damn fight? There's Remco. There's Remco. Where's the fight, man? Where is the fight? Come on, Fight Pass. Where is it? Man, we're missing this fight. Remco Pardo. Interesting. So we're missing out on Remco Pardo versus Alberto, not on Fight Pass, as far as I can see. We'll have to search it up. We'll have to get in there. There it is. Why is all this shit buried in Fight Pass like this? This should be at the forefront. Make oil checks great again. Someone's going to clip that and think I'm some Trump fanboy, but you know what? We are not political here. We want to enjoy this. We want everybody to watch this. I want the TikTok fans. I want the old school fans. Shout out Stu was in the chat earlier. I want to bring this shit together. I've been seeing this guy on TikTok. He's a left-wing MMA YouTuber, TikToker, whatever, and he has a problem with the rest of the community. Come enjoy. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think, what you believe. We're just going to enjoy these fights. Got to have LFA at the top of Fight Pass. Look, shout out LFA. I like LFA. Oh my God. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Alberto is a exotics specific fighter. His technique is an exotic fighter. His discipline is exotics. Remco Pardo, judo player. This guy looks good. This guy looks good. Remco Pardo looks like he means business. He's got the full gi. He's ready to fucking rock and roll. Alberto is an exotics fighter. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Alberto, future champ. You know it. Dude, if you guys are watching along, if you've watched UFC 2 before, the announcer, the way that he goes, Remco Pardo, 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 Pardo. He's got to like echo it for himself for some reason. Absolutely hilarious. All right, Remco. Doing a little this, doing a little that. Alberto looks like one of those McDojo fighters. Like, I'm going to stop a bullet with my hands. That's what this Alberto guy looks like. Remco's just teeing off on his face. Remco threw him straight down to the ground, had nothing. Alberto had nothing. Dude, Alberto, we had hope for this guy. I was betting on Alberto. I put the house down on Alberto, and he's letting me down so far. Man, this is not good. Not good. Disappointing, man. Pathetic. Come on, Alberto. Get up, man. Get up, Alberto. Alberto's Tapology pick is some drunk uncle. Yeah. Dude, he looks like a movie star back in the day, though. He's got the long hair. He's got like an interesting John Claude look to him with some like 5 o'clock shadow. That's what I would describe him as, Alberto. But Remco's just on top of him right now. He's got his head. I mean, they're in like a 69 position here. I mean, we're talking oil checks, pulling pants down. I mean, John McCarthy's sticking his hands straight up in some dude's butthole. I mean, this is just That's just the nastiest of the. I mean, yeah, there comes a point where you go, you know what? Some of these politicians that were not a fan of this cockfighting stuff. You know what? When dudes are sticking their hands in another dude's ass, John McCarthy. Maybe it was John McCarthy's fault that this wasn't a sanctioned across the board type of thing. Excuse my lack of coherent language here. I'm not that stupid, just a little stupid. Come a long way. Come a long way since UFC 2 and Remco Pardo sitting on Alberto, drunk uncle, the unk himself. Come a long, long way. It's part of Big John's contract. Who do not do the show. Hey, man, I would not be shocked at this point if that is what was in his contract. The stipulation that I must be able to lay my hands inside of another man's crack. Split the difference right down the middle. Remco or Alberto's got his wife in the corner or something. Whew. Alberto, man, you're not looking hot here. Not looking too good. This guy's going pretty low on the rankings here. Now again, Thad Luster, he did put up a bit of a fight. Alberto's going number 9, man. Ray Wizard really didn't have much. I'm liking how Remco looks. I mean, he looks a little bit more. He just missed the female era of the UFC. No. Alberto, he may have long hair, but he's not a female. His wife is in his corner. So, Oh, you mean Big John? Big John would have really loved to get his. No. I think he enjoys the men. I think he enjoys splitting the difference with the dudes, oil checking the dudes. I mean, he's here for a reason. It's a 16-man tournament. 16 men step into the octagon, and one survives. One leaves the cage a champion. Of course, Royce Gracie won the first one. You could easily keep him atop the rankings. But Orlando Veet, man, soccer kicks, I was loving it. I love that shit. I mean, he got taken down. The other guy, heavier, much larger than him. Only one survives, Big John. Is Big John the real champion, though? That's the question. All right. Remco, I'm not so sure, man. I'm putting him so far not living up to the hype here. Remco's going number 6. He looks good, but not dangerous. He's the other guy. The other guy is digging his hands in the mouth, in the nose, in the eyes of Remco Pardo right now. Alberto is getting gritty. He's getting nasty. He's fish hooking this guy. He's going to poke his eyes out. He's going to pull his hair, whatever he needs to do. Remco has the shaved head. Smart move, of course. Freak Haymaker was getting his hair pulled out a little bit ago. Does not sound like a Carol Hossa banger. No, man. Absolutely not. Remco, clearly the more technically proficient fighter. Alberto, he's literally just holding on for dear life. He's not doing anything. I mean, we could skip 10 minutes into this fight and it still might not be over. Oy. Not a fun watch. Come on, Remco. Do something, man. Come on, Remco. Finish this guy. Finish him. Finish him. Just sitting on him. All right, Alberto's throwing some knees to the head. He's throwing some knees up from the guard position. I mean, Remco's just got him in a headlock. Oh, he's getting aggressive. Something's going on. He's choking him out here. He's squeezing. Remco's squeezing. You dare yawn when Hossa's name is said. Fuck Carol Hossa, bro. She had one good fight, man. Don't need to see that. Nah, again. Dude, John McCarthy has got this look in his eyes, man. He is staring down the camera, mouth agape, watching these men lay on each other. Just lost all the subs. Hey. Hey, man. No disrespect to the lady. I'm sure she's a great fighter, but I don't need to see her fight in the UFC again. She can go back to the LFA or wherever she came from. I just don't need to see her in the UFC anymore. She put on one banger of a fight, and that was it. Move along. Move along. What can I say? What can I say? I'm a controversial figure. God, nothing's happening in this one. So again, I'll reiterate. If you're a TikToker, if you're Stu, shout out Stu. You've been watching since the beginning, since UFC 2. If you've been watching since UFC 2, or you're a TikToker who's been watching since UFC 317, regardless, we want you here. You are welcome. You want to sit on one side of the political aisle or the other. We don't care. We want you here. We want to talk. We want to become hardcore. We want to educate all mixed martial arts fans. We're going to talk about everything. Shout out to Manny R in the chat earlier. Massive betting fan. Big time UFC hardcore fan. Smarter than I ever could be, I would imagine. Remco Pardo chokes him out and moves on to the next round of the tournament. We're looking for Jason DeLucia. Up next. Versus Scott the Baker. Fight of the year right here. Dude, that Orlando Veep fight was pretty damn exciting. I gotta say. It was pretty darn exciting. Rich, the G-Man, Goins. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. All right, Remco. Yeah. Alberto. Ray Wizard has been removed from the bottom spot. Not a good look. Not a good look, Alberto. Alberto is sitting dead last in our power rankings. I am not a fan of what he did in there. Now, listen, clearly tough. Fought through some of that adversity. When does that Ilya guy show up? Ilya Topuria, let me tell you, this guy stinks. He holds nothing but barely a candle to any of these men at UFC 2 right now. Was Ilya Topuria even born in 1994? Because if he wasn't born, I'm sorry to tell you, but he ain't showing up anytime soon. But I can't wait. Alberto versus Ray Wizard, book it. Excuse me. Oh no, the hiccups are starting, boys. Get the fuck out of here. No. Now, I'm not an experienced streamer. I haven't been streaming for long, but having hiccups on stream has got to be probably the worst thing ever, right? Very disruptive, very obnoxious, very annoying, very unpleasant to look at. Where does Raul Rosas show up? Just on Earth in general. I mean, might be at UFC 300 by the time Raul Rosas is born, right? I mean, he's so young, so good, so talented. Baker gets out of the heel hook. Damn. These guys actually look like they know what they're doing. Whew. Wow. Karate and Kung Fu guy going for heel hooks, and they both know exactly what to do. One of them applies the heel hook nicely, the other escapes it. Wow. Look at these guys go. a guillotine. One more boring fight, and it might be sleep stream. The fuck is a sleep stream? We don't go to sleep here. We watch all the fights. We stay awake and we bring the energy 24/7, RX. Come on, you know how this goes. You know how this goes. Endurance comes into play. Absolutely. Now they're both on the ground. Looks like Scott Baker's on top. I don't even know the difference between these guys, to be honest with you. I'm not paying that close of attention. I'll pay attention when it comes time for Royce to fight. Of course, he gets to fight last, which is convenient. Of course, then he fights last every time in the bracket, has the most time in between matches, which is a little bit suspect, but it is what it is. Three minutes into this, Jason's got a potential triangle here, maybe an armbar if he'd like to go for it, but he is a predominantly a karate practitioner. So we'll see what happens. Are they putting tweets up on the screen? Nah, man, nah. We don't want that distraction. We don't need that mess in here. Unfortunately, we don't get to know what all of the media members are telling us in between rounds. Unfortunately, it's just not a thing and not a thing right now. But guess what? One day we will be privileged enough to have tweets up on the screen by random media members who have never fought a day in their life that weigh over 250 pounds and 6'0". No massive athletes, no explosivity in these MMA journalists, but yet they get to tweet all day long. Why? Why do they get to tweet? Why do they get tweets up on the screen? They're 6 foot and -10 and 250 pounds, morbidly obese media members. Media members that always score wrong. I mean, sometimes. You got to be a pretty dummy to misscore a lot of these fights. I mean, clearly one guy wins and one guy loses, right? Shouldn't we all know how to score fights? Shouldn't we all go to referee, judges training? You know, Big John McCarthy himself holds seminars. Maybe some of us should become hardcore fans and grow out of this casual fandom that we have, that we know nothing. We don't know how to score fights. We don't know how to judge fights. We don't know what really is happening ever. Never seen technique, never trained a day in our lives. None of us, not a single one of us, but yet we should get a YouTube channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that shows that I know what I'm talking about, when clearly I don't. I don't want to know Big John's class. You don't want to know? He teaches you how to oil check in these classes, RX. It's quite a wonderful seminar, let me tell you. Let me tell you. All right, these guys are just like ripping at each other's arms. Nothing really happening. We're about 5 minutes into this. Jason is on bottom, fighting off some measly, weak, pathetic ground and pound. Now he's reversed. He's on top. He's got the guy in a triangle, mounted triangle here. And he's just teeing off. He's punching him in the face. He's literally telling him to tap out. Your winner, Jason DeLucia. Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. That was a good one. These guys knew what they were doing. I'm putting Scott Baker at number 7. He lost the fight, but he's at number 7. Scott Baker and Scott Morris look pretty good. You know what? I like the way that Jason is looking. All right. moving on to the next one. Wonder what Guru thinks of this live card. Dude, this one is live and it's happening as we speak. UFC 2. Shout out MMA Guru. You know, we should go check out his stream, see what he's saying. Okay. Time for the man himself. Royce Gracie versus Minoki Ichihara. Put that one on. Who's that Holloway and Diamond guy? Absolute bums. Oi. 60 full contact fights this guy's won. Absolute legend. Minoki. He's throwing some sidekicks. Woo! If Royce wins back-to-back UFCs, he might be the GOAT. I mean, this dude's going to go down as an absolute legend if he wins UFC 2, my man. Wow. If he can beat this Minoki guy who's throwing some mean sidekicks in the gym, there might be a chance Royce Gracie's the all-time GOAT. Patrick Smith, Ray Wizard. Who am I missing here? Missing somebody. Johnny Rhodes. Levesque, Thaddeus Luster. Robert. Where's Robert going? Lucarelli's going to sit in right here. All right, so this is what we got so far. Orlando Veit, obviously the most dangerous guy. I mean, he went out there and just absolutely murdered Robert Lucarelli. Lucarelli put up like a good fight for a minute there. Tossed down Orlando Veit. I liked what I saw from him for a minute. Orlando Veit, when they both were kind of getting to the stand-up again, he just threw that knee up the middle and then blasted him with some soccer kicks. Orlando Veit looks like an absolute killer. Royce Gracie, grappler. All right. We're on to the actual pay-per-view broadcast here. Both guys wearing a gi. One guy karate, the other guy jiu-jitsu. Royce Gracie and Minoki Ichihara. And away we go. Of course, Big John McCarthy, the famous oil checker himself. Minoki is 5'7", 170 pounds, and Royce Gracie is 6'1", 170. Of course, don't let them fool you. Don't let the Gracies fool you into thinking that Royce Gracie's some tiny guy. He's just the smallest of the guys that were about that age that they wanted to fight. Of course, Hickson was around during that time. Oh, immediately in on the takedown. This one's going to be over pretty quick. Minoki immediately taken down, throwing a kick. No way this small guy wins. Ichihara's got some mean sidekicks, man. Mean old sidekicks, this Minoki guy. Royce Gracie's one nasty motherfucker, though. One nasty motherfucker. He won UFC 1, man. This guy's a champion, a world champion. One night, 8 men. So Royce is just in full guard, teeing off, hitting him right in the ribs, not doing a ton of damage, but he's getting something off. Palm strikes to the side of the ears, side of the head. It's live on ESPN. Yeah, you know it. You know it. UFC 2 live on ESPN. Shout out UFC Fight Pass. The oohs and ahs. One night, 8 men. One night, 16 men, RX. 16 men. That's right. Royce Gracie, of course, all over Minoki Ichihara right here. punching him in the head. Ichiharu's just holding on. Back of the head. There's nothing. Royce is just sitting in full guard. Not looking good for Ichihara here. Not looking good for Ichihara. All right, come on, fellas. We're a couple minutes into this one. Hoist, throw some more damaging. But there we go. Some shots to the ribs. I like it. Looking good. Hoist hasn't taken any damage in this one. Hickson, of course, in the corner. We see him in the background of the broadcast right now. Pushing off the face. He's just pummeling him, punching him in the face over and over again. All right, he's rolling. Ichihara is actually getting on top, and Hoist pulls him into his guard. And he's got an armbar, barely sunk it in, but he's got an armbar and hurt his arm, and now he is tapped out. Royce Gracie. Should we put him back on top? I'm not so sure. Potentially broke Minoki's arm. I don't think so. I don't think that he broke his arm. Minoki, sad to say. Hey, man, those sidekicks looked absolutely deadly. Maybe some days we will see fights in color instead of black and white. Maybe one day. Royce Gracie. Dare I put the former champion at the number 3 spot? Hot take? Not a very fast submission against the guy who had no idea what he was doing on the ground. Just saying. So we've got our power rankings for round 1. Alberto the Unk did nothing. Ray Wizard went out there and laid an egg. I mean, what a name. Minoki threw one sidekick, one of those deadly sidekicks, and did nothing. I mean, most of these are not memorable. They're just bar fights where they scrap it out on the feet, and then they get in a clinch, and then somebody goes to the ground. Somebody ends up winning on the ground due to exhaustion. That's pretty much how these are going, let's be honest. That is pretty much how these are going. Of course, our next matchup, Patrick Smith versus Scott Morris. These are my second and fourth best guys so far. I mean, I'm pretty high on these guys. Top 4. There's been 8 fights so far, and these are 2 of the top 4 guys. And we're going to get right into it. Orlando. Let's talk about it. Hell yeah, brother. He did damage. He fucked the dude up. He threw those soccer kicks, threw the elbows, and dominated his fight. Royce Gracie took 5 minutes to submit a guy who has never been in a jiu-jitsu match in his life. Took him 5 minutes. It's a long time. You've seen how Ryan Hall operates. You've seen how Gordon Ryan operates. You've seen how some of these guys operate. They just roll right into submissions. Royce Gracie took quite a while. Dare I say, is he a little scared to get punched in the face? Maybe so. Scott Moore's got that southern accent to him. Got that curly hair and the handlebar mustache. He's going in there to do some damage against Patrick Smith. See how Ryan Spann does it. Ryan Spann needs to watch what Patrick Smith does here closely so that he can potentially implement that game plan against a Lucas Gretzky at UFC 318. Right? I mean, what a matchup. What a matchup. 9-6. I mean, what a record, Lucas Gretzky. Ryan Spann's in for a tough night here. I mean, the Polish boys back to back. I mean, Polish power returns. Ryan Spann looks ripped. I mean, he's moving up. I mean, he looks absolutely jocked out of his mind, brother. Ooh, how did he look at the weigh-ins? We need to see. That banger opening the card, though. Carly Judice, that's your girl, man. That's your girl, brother. Oh, shit. RX. He looks like he's in better shape, man. He looks like he's in better shape. We got that Polish parlay ready. I don't know about that. Jimmy Crute has not won a fight in 5 years. Ryan Spann, of course, looks tubby at heavyweight, but no longer. He's looked like he's got back in the gym. Maybe he's actually going to train for this one because that Waldo Cortez Acosta fight was pretty fucking embarrassing for the light heavyweight. Moving up to just get absolutely schooled and outworked by the heavyweight who's got 40 pounds on you. Yikes. He's sucking in his belly. Maybe so. Maybe he actually weighed 290 pounds, but he sucked it in and dissipated the weight into thin air. Denver native Patrick Smith. Smith. Scott Morris. This guy's got the handlebar mustache. I mean, this guy's going to go on to be a great man. Was eating on the scale. I mean, he was, he had 1 or 2 pounds to spare, so he decided to take not a quarter pounder from McDonald's, but a full pounder, quadruple stacked quarter pounder. Ryan Spann did, and he weighed in at 265 pounds. That is an absolute fact. Absolute fact. Oh, Patrick Smith right on. I mean, they're just teeing off. He is elbows. Scott Morris, man, what are you doing? Oh, he's just getting knocked. Oh, my word. Patrick Smith laying into him. Oh, my goodness. Curtis Blades Overeem, anyone? Inspiration. I mean, he has destroyed the face of Scott Morris, the Southern man himself. Oh, my God. John McCarthy, man, where were you? Of course, they have to tap out and the towel has to be thrown in. Oh, my word. Patrick Smith. Jesus Christ, my man. I mean, he just boom, boom, boom. Oh, my God. He fucked that dude's face up. Woo! Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. Scott Morris? Scott Morris, you're getting knocked out of there, my friend. Patrick Smith. Patrick Smith, easily number 2 right now. I'm still very high on Orlando. I love soccer kicks, and I loved the way that he was throwing those elbows. Pat Smith, I mean, it's close. It's 1A, 1B right now. Early stoppage. What do you want? I mean, I can see it. Limp body getting teed off with elbows flush to the face. I mean, vicious. Some of the most vicious elbows you've ever seen by Pat Smith here. Patrick Smith, the legend. Holy moly. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Good grief. Johnny Rhodes, I dare you to top that. I dare you. Where we at? Fred Edish. So, disappointing news. Disappointing news for everyone out there. Disappointing news. Some heartbreaking news. Freak Haymaker cannot make it out for the fight. And it's going to be Fred Edish. Oh, my. I mean, this is devastating. This is devastating news. Oh. Maybe Fred Edish will be something. Maybe he's got something. You know, he's obviously the fresher fighter coming into this one and didn't have to go through a war in the first round. Damn. Freak. No. No, freak. Man. Freak gets knocked down, man. Ige should have stepped in. Dude, Ige could have stepped in on less than 3 hours notice, 4 hours notice. No. 5 minutes notice. Dan Ige, where were you, brother? Who's this Fred Edish guy? What a goofball. He withdrew with an arm injury, they're saying on the broadcast. glad that they are letting us know because Freak Haymaker was going to be the world champion. He was going to destroy Royce Gracie, and we all know this. Less than 30 years notice? 30 minutes notice? Ooh, Fred Eddish got a... Listen, if you want to make fun of my stash, go ahead. At least I've got it anchored with something. This guy's straight up got a porn stash. He's literally walked into the cage and holding his hand up like he's ready for a handshake. All right, Fred, come on, show us something. Ooh, Johnny. Ooh, Johnny boy. Johnny's looking sharp. He's ready to go. Good kicks. Hey. They always tell us that Benson Henderson created the calf kick. I don't believe it because I just saw one. UFC 2. The origin of the calf kick. Oh, Freddy. Freddy boy. He's been cracked. Cut open over the eye. It's over. He's sprawling and... Come on, Fred. Get up. Get up, Fred. Oh, Johnny's just going to lay into him here. I need that Gabriel Miranda stash. Dude, some guys can pull off the epic stash. Unfortunately, I do not have the epic stash. Oh, Johnny's just teeing off on him. Get him, Johnny. Get him. Oh, yeah. This one's over. Fred is tough, but, man, he has got nothing for him. It's over, brother. The new guy, Fred Eddish. Stinking it up. Stinking it up. You're the backup. You're fresh. You haven't been in a fight, and you put up nothing. You had nothing for this guy. I mean, he's tough. He is cut every which way. Fred on a full camp, though. Now, that's what we need to discuss. Fred Eddish on a full camp murks everybody. Guts through, cuts through, destroys, murders, kills, dominates. He just dominates everyone, Fred Eddish. Disappointment, of course. 5 minutes notice, Fred Eddish just did not have what it took to get through Johnny Bones Rhodes. The fight's still not over. They need to just call it. He's a bloody mess. He's got nothing. I should have stepped in. Now, listen, I don't know if I am as skilled a martial artist as Fred Eddish. I do not know that I have that strip mall karate style that you need to have to become a UFC champion. I've dabbled here and there. I've mixed the martial arts. I've trained here. I've trained there. Traveled the globe. But listen, Fred Eddish is an absolute American legend, an absolute American hero, and kind of an absolute American embarrassment, if we got to be honest there. Pour one out for Fred Eddish. He's tapping. He's out. It's done. Oh, Freddie boy. Oh, Freddie boy. Fred. Come on, Fred. Johnny Rose defeats Fred Eddish in dominant fashion. Remco Pardo versus Orlando Veit. The fight we've all been waiting for. My number one most anticipated fight on this one. Remco Pardo, judo specialist versus Orlando Veit. This is going to be one for the history books. You're on a winning streak, High Stand. I don't have the bug eyes of High Stand, but we may have a similar look. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here are our current rankings. Orlando Veit is our number one guy. Remco sitting in at around number 6. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Freak, of course, disappointed us last time out. Did not show up for the second fight. We had to have Fred Eddish step in on 5 minutes notice. So many people said Fred would win in their breakdowns. Dude, MMA Guru, Lucas Tracy, MMA Shea, Bedtime, MMA Holes. Dude, they all were banking on a Fred Eddish win here. They all put tremendous amounts of money down and just I've been high on Orlando the entire time, brother. Listen, I had no doubts. I've had no doubts. Orlando is going to win 30 seconds or less. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He looked like an absolute marauder in there. No chance he loses. Remco, he's just a judo player. He's got nothing. What is he going to do? What does he stand a chance against a dangerous killer? 6'4" versus 5'10". Remco is a monster. He's got almost 100 pounds on this guy. I may need to retract all my statements. I may need to retract my statements. Remco Pardo's massive in there. I mean, he dwarfs him, and then this is a heavyweight versus a lightweight. Oh no. Oh no. Remco's got like back on belly position here. Orlando's in trouble. Orlando's in trouble. This is the best fighter they've got. Oh, he's in trouble. He's in deep shit. He's trying to knee. Remco's just laying on him. And he is 100 pounds. This isn't fair. I'm going to cope all night long about this. If Orlando weighed 100 pounds more, if he was a 250-pound man, he would dominate Remco. The only reason that Remco is winning is because he weighs 100 pounds more than him. I will not accept this. Not fair. This is like cheating. This is like steroids all over again, man. Remco's just laying on him, doing nothing. No damage, nothing whatsoever. Just an absolute weight bully. Remco Pardo, this is unfair. I do not like it. My least favorite fighter. Remco, you are now the worst fighter in the power rankings. Remco, brother. What are you doing? Remco! No! Oh, elbows on the... Oh, he just... Oh, shit. He's out. Oh, my God. He had his head flat up against the canvas. He's laying on him. Orlando's literally under him, and he's just peeing off. Dude, Remco, I retract my statement. Remco, I thought you were going to be a submission guy, a boring submission grappler. And you know what? He fucking teed off and knocked this motherfucker out. Remco's number one. Remco's number one. Damn, son. Remco with the fucking KO on the ground, knocked his ass out. Fluke victory. You know what? Forget what I said about weight bully. This guy was going to finish him no matter what, whether they were same size or not. Call me bandwagon. Call me fair weather. Orlando's the second best fighter on this card. I stand by that. But Remco, the way he fucked him up, the way he knocked him out, just elbowed him into the fucking canvas, literally laid on him and just elbowed him through the floor. Love that. Awesome. Okay. Patrick Smith, or no. Royce Gracie versus Jason DeLucia. Jason DeLucia's up next. Can he do some damage? He looked like he knew how to defend a heel hook. Could this be Royce Gracie's weakness? Could this be Royce Gracie's weakness? Ooh. Interesting. Very interesting. Remco sees him, baby. Hey, listen. We were riding high on Orlando. We got to show respect to Remco. He might have had 100 pounds on him. He might have been a weight bully, but let me tell you. Hey, Jason's on top. Jason's got the takedown. Royce Gracie falling apart here. Oh, Royce Gracie. Royce Gracie. Is he caving to the pressure? Oh, my goodness. All right, Royce getting to a little bit of a safer position. Oh, now he's reversing. Now he's on top. Jason. Jason. Royce has wrapped him up. He's about to tap this guy out. He's about to finish him. John McCarthy's licking his lips, looking like, Royce, when are your pants going to fall down, man? All right. Royce, we got to do some damage in this position. We can't bump you up the rankings, man, too high. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, my word. He's about to break his arm. Oh, Jason, poor Jason. He was tapping in John McCarthy. Where were you, man? Too busy looking at Royce Gracie's butt? Royce is a fraud. Royce is mix. Now, Patchy Mix might be better than Royce. I'm not even sure, man. No, that was pretty good. Now, Jason put up a good fight. I will keep him. I'm going to keep him at 5. And Royce. We're going to bump Royce up. I like it. How we looking? How we looking, RX? How we looking, chat? How we looking, chat? Jason DeLucia looked like he knew what he was doing. He reversed. Actually, he got the takedown. Excuse me. Got the takedown on Royce Gracie, who's the grappler, predominantly a grappler. Royce reversed it. Got on top for a while. Trying to get a choke in there. But Jason stood up, and then the armbar got sunk in. I'm impressed. Never fought a jiu-jitsu guy yet. Stood up, reverse position, takedown. I rate that pretty highly. Good one for Jason. Okay. We are on to the semifinals. We're on to the semifinals. Now this is going to be a fucking heater. This is going to be good. Johnny Bones Rhodes. Johnny the Killer Rhodes versus Pat Smith. This is going to be epic. 2 strikers who absolutely destroyed their last opponents. Shout out Jim Brown on the broadcast. And of course, as usual, this is going to be epic. Semifinal number 1. This is going to be an all-out war on the feet. It's going to be banger from bell to bell. Rhodes versus Remco in the finals. Ooh. I don't know. It might just be. I can see it. 6 feet, 210 pounds for Johnny Rhodes. Johnny Boney Rhodes. Big John McCarthy's looking at this one with some serious intent. Ah. 219 pounds for Pat Smith. So these guys are actually, this is a light heavyweight fight, huh? This is a light heavyweight fight. Maybe middleweight if we were going to cut a lot of weight, but these guys look pretty freaking big. Pat Smith absolutely destroyed his last opponent, just elbowed him through the canvas. And Johnny Rhodes, fairly similar. Oh, Pat Smith is in a very low stance here, squatted down almost to the ground. This is Dana's if you don't know, now you know. Now, of course, this is a tournament. Dana doesn't know which fights are going to happen exactly. Pat Smith, very aggressive here. Spinning kick by Johnny Rhodes. This guy's a spinner. These guys, too, probably cancel each other out on the feet. Oh! Johnny Rhodes cracked Pat Smith. Pat Smith's got a head of the size of a fucking boulder, though. I mean, he's got a mountain of a head. Pat Smith does. Mountain of a man. Johnny Rhodes, a little bit smaller, even though he's only 10 pounds less. He does look quite a bit shorter. He's hit Pat Smith with a couple of good shots here. Nothing too bad. Nothing too great. Nothing too damaging. Pat Smith in the clinch now. Ooh, led with a headbutt, knees. In on a guillotine. Oh, knee to the body and then a guillotine. Oh, he's tapping out. Johnny Rhodes tapping out. Pat Smith's going to put somebody else to sleep. Oh, my word. Patrick Smith. Oh, my word. Minute 30? Oh, Patrick Smith going to the top. Patrick Smith. I mean, Remco beat our guy, but Patrick Smith has got some very quick finishes here. Damn, son. Woo. Wow, Patrick Smith is just an absolute killer. I mean, he's running through these guys with ease. His 3 fights this time around have lasted less than 3 minutes, and he's been in 3 fights. I mean, this is Tom Aspinall type shit. He tapped before Big John can even get to him. Yeah, man. Yeah. Remco Pardo versus Royce Gracie. Gracie. So we got a giant 6'4" judo player versus jiu-jitsu. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be epic. Okay. We're going to go back to the power rankings. Johnny Rhodes did not show me very much skill on the ground at all. Did not defend the chokes well. I'm throwing him below Jason DeLucia. Orlando, I'm keeping there. He did some serious damage. Freak didn't do a lot of damage, but I respect the ground game, so I'll stick him around number 7. And the bottom 8, Scott Morris, kind of a marauder, but really had nothing left. The handlebar mustache will bump you up quite a few spots here. Alberto, the Unk, still sitting in there pretty low. We're down to these 3 gentlemen at the top here. Jason DeLucia, though, Royce Gracie's last opponent, he didn't even make it to the semifinals yet. I will rank him potentially in the top 3, depending on how this next fight goes. Royce Gracie looking pretty tired out there. Remco Pardo, 6'4". Royce is a light bully. I think so too, man. None of these guys know how to handle the jiu-jitsu. He's so small, so crafty. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. You know what we should do? Let me know, RX, if this music is too loud, but you know what? We need to throw some music on here. Give us a little bit of... Give us a little something background music. Because I'm not talking this entire time. We're not going to keep this that boring. We'll take advantage of these things that StreamYard has for us. Yeah. A little bit of that neck crack ASMR for you. Let me know if that music is annoying to anybody out there. W music for the big fights. I mean, this is semifinals, baby. This is the semifinals, baby. This is Remco Pardo, the massive giant of a man, versus Royce Gracie. All right, Big John in the middle. Blood painted the canvas already. We got 2 more fights left to go. Who is going to make it to the finals of the Ultimate Fighter Championship, Fighting Championship number 2? Remco's looking massive in there. He's just standing his ground in the middle. Remco's looking high. Royce is obviously looking to shoot here, but these guys are both grapplers, right? Judo on one side, jiu-jitsu on the other. All right, Royce is in on a takedown. Can he take down the bigger man? I don't know. I don't think so. Well, he's struggling. Remco's trying to throw him. And Royce is on his back. Got both hooks in. Oh, one hook in. Come on, Remco. Come on, Remco. You did my boy Orlando dirty. Come on. Come on, Remco. So he's using the gi to his advantage. Of course, they're both wearing a gi. Royce, the smaller man, working his hand. You can see him starting to work his hand under the chin right now. Remco's just holding on to the gi for dear life. Nothing much to offer. Remco, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by this guy. He's already tapped out. Royce is a cheater. Hey, man. Royce is a cheater, man. He used his gi. He used the gi. He choked him with his clothing. Is that even legal? I'm not so sure. What a fucking loaded corner. Gerard Gordeau, finalist at UFC 1, Freak Haymaker, and Remco Pardo. all in the corner here, all from Holland. Holland is a dangerous place. Say what you will about the Gracies in Brazil. That's a dangerous corner. That is quite the camp. That's the fighting nerds, man. That's that fighting nerds in 1994. That Holland team. Royce Gracie versus Pat Smith. The finals. Steven Seagal beats everyone. You know it. Sensei Seagal destroys everyone. Hey, we got to go back to our power rankings, though. We got to go back to power rankings. Remco. I'm sorry, brother. Ooh. Hot take. Remco. Johnny Rhodes showed some takedowns. He showed some ability. I'm losing my words here, fellas. Steven Seagal beats Royce Gracie. We know this easily. Where's Bruce Lee? Nowhere to be found. Pardon the stumbling, fumbling, bumbling words here. Remco Pardo showed less aptitude for mixed martial arts than Jason DeLucia. Just saying. Johnny Rhodes didn't show much. Orlando, as much as it hurts me, Orlando had the nastiest finish on this entire card. Unfortunately, I can rate him no higher than 6. Royce ducked all the real fights. You know it. You know he ducked Seagal. You know he ducked Bruce Lee. You know it. But this is the finals. Royce Gracie versus Pat Smith. Your finals. Pat Smith, 3 fights, less than 3 minutes of cage time. Royce Gracie, it's been taking him quite a while to get some of these submissions locked up. I'm not so sure what's going to happen here. This is for the number 1 pound-for-pound spot as well. But man, shout out Jason DeLucia, 3rd best fighter in here. Clearly showed an aptitude for mixed martial arts. He mixed the martial arts, showed every facet of the game. Takedown, some grappling, threw up a heel hook. And he comes from a striking background. Shout out to that guy. Didn't even make it to the semifinals. Got knocked out in the quarterfinals, but I'm putting him 3rd overall. That's right. Crazy. All right, start of the fight. They're both kind of squaring off. Pat is walking him down. Question is, where does Kevin Lee fit in all this? I'm not so sure. He might dominate both these guys at the same time. Pat Smith and Royce Gracie. He may just do it. All right, Royce in on a takedown. Pat Smith, knees up the middle. I like it. All right, Pat Smith not easily taken down. I'm liking it so far. Showing some good takedown defense. Oh, Royce. Patrick makes a fatal mistake, throws a knee, and Royce sweeps the leg out from under him. Come on, Patrick. Foolish mistake here. Not good. All right, Pat. Ooh. Patrick looking to reverse, but Royce is now in full guard. He's now mounted him. He's within the guard. Patrick had full guard a minute ago. Royce has entered his... He's completely in the guard. Mounted him. Teeing off. It looks like Pat just tapped out. Oh, that's it? Oh, my word. Royce Gracie. Oh, my goodness. Royce Gracie is your champion again. Barely over a minute. Dominates Patrick Smith, who was running through everyone. Oh, my word. Baby boy, in the words of Michael Bisping. My goodness. Royce Gracie dominates and nearly disfigures Pat Smith, who was running all over, guys. Holy cow. Power rankings. Royce Gracie is your 2-time now world champion. He is the 2-time Ultimate Fighter winner. What a fucking card. Bangers from top to bottom. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Some stinkers in here. A lot of guys that had no cardio aptitude, no real output. A lot of these were barroom brawlers. The bottom 6, bottom 7 of these guys had no business being in there. Scott Morris, kind of a marauder, freak haymaker. I mean, if not for the injury, I mean, what could this guy have been? When is UFC 3? Dude, I am looking forward to UFC 3. I can't wait for this shit to pop off. Orlando V, dangerous striker, but just did not have the ground ability. Johnny Rhodes, same thing. Good boxer, technical, a little bit more thoughtful than an Orlando. Remco, dangerous judo, but not much else. Jason DeLucia showed every facet of the game. Patrick Smith also throwing up some submissions. Had fantastic ground and pound. Threw some elbows, smashed a guy all the way through the canvas, looked fantastic. And Royce Gracie, I mean, he dominated the guy who was dominating everyone. Patrick Smith, less than 4 minutes of time in the cage, win 4 fights. Royce Gracie, though, he took the long, slow path. He was the turtle. He took his time to the top. But, man, he got it done. He snatched up Patrick Smith quickly, TKO'd him. Man, Royce Gracie's really somebody to be on the lookout for. This guy's gonna be good. He's already proven it. He is really, really fucking solid. Very good. Very dangerous. These guys just don't know what to do with jiu-jitsu at all. But man, Royce Gracie, your world champion, 2-time world champion. Will he carry that belt on into 1995? We'll just have to wait and see if he can retain the title at UFC 3. Royce Duck Tooley, I don't know, man. Taylor Tooley would have smashed Royce Gracie. I mean, let's be honest. Taylor Tooley would have had a better fight against Royce Gracie than Gerard Gordeau. Gerard Gordeau just kicked his teeth into the stands, and Royce, man, he wouldn't have done that. We got to put him number 1 because he defeated Patrick Smith, who defeated everyone else with such ease. I mean, this should be 1A, 1B because I believe it's just this bad stylistic matchup for everyone. But Royce is not as dominant, not nearly as dominant as Jason DeLucia and Remco and Patrick Smith were on the way up. But he's just got that good style that can just take out anyone. I mean, wow. Wow. Royce Gracie got it done. Great stream. Hey, man. Shout out RX for sticking with us. Shout out Stu. Shout out Maverick. Shout out Manny in there. Awesome. Not a lot of real prospects. Hey. We got a couple of prospects here. I think these 7 guys could potentially go on to be some. Orlando, dangerous striker. Great soccer kicks, great aptitude for just going to the well, finding a shot that can get some damage done. Johnny Rhodes, I think he was the most technically proficient boxer on the card. Patrick Smith, obviously monster of a man, dangerous. Jason, I think, was the most well-rounded, showed the most techniques across the board, the most mixed martial arts. That was Jason. Royce Gracie, of course, dominating against everyone. The style, these guys just don't know how to stop him. And Remco, just a massive guy, 6'4", freak. I mean, with a name like Freak, you can't go wrong. Anyway, guys, Fred, Ray, Alberto, real ones to watch out for? Absolutely fucking not. No. Top 7. Anyway, guys, less than 24 hours away from UFC 318, the pay-per-view of July. What are we thinking about this one? Anyone out there? Let me know what you think about this one before we jump out of here. We're going to close it down in just a moment. Any thoughts? UFC 318. What we got going on? Let's see what's going on Twitter. See if there's any news. Conor McGregor praying for a man. Okay. All right. Max Holloway taking pictures with fans. Karate Combat. Of course, the 8-man tournament went down tonight. What are the reactions to Royce's wins? Brother, they are going crazy. The internet is going wild. Royce Gracie submits Patrick Smith. This guy dominated all 3 of his opponents, less than a minute apiece, and Royce Gracie goes in there and makes that guy look like an absolute fool. Royce Gracie, your number 1 pound for pound fighter right now. I mean, my word. Royce is a guy that we need to watch the fuck out for. This guy's gonna go through everyone. It's just the style, man. It's just the style. He's not some freak of nature. He just got that crafty vet in him. Wildest wins the 8-man tournament over in Karate Combat. Shout out Karate Combat. 8 men, 1 night. Got it done. Got it done. Wildest will be taking on Smiling Sam Alvey for the heavyweight championship of Karate Combat. Of course, there was some power slap. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Check this one out, everybody. Wow. Everybody ready? Oh my God, dude. Holy shit. Say what you will about Power Slap, and Dana White, stop fucking promoting Power Slap. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Get the fuck out of Power Slap. Get the fuck out of boxing. Come back to MMA. Make MMA great again. Fix this shit. But Power Slap makes for some great viral moments, I will say. Oh my. He's laying there. He's limp in the dick. Limp dick. Oh my goodness. Puts him face down. He is not moving. That is hilarious. Holy shit, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Bro just took a bow. He took a fucking bow. Alex Perez is out of his fight. Steve Verseg will now be taking on Hyun Sung Park at UFC Vegas 109. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Trey Waters is still hanging around. Yuck. Yucky. Yuck. Sam Patterson, I don't know. Is he fighting at lightweight or welterweight? That's the question. Luke Thomas, I don't want to see your political tweets on MMA Twitter. Ben Askren with an update. Ben Askren's got an update, looking a lot better. Let's see.
Yo, guys.
Before we end this thing.
Update number 3. Going pretty well. Getting a lot better. Starting to put some weight back on. But I did have a few setbacks. I was really hoping I'd be home today, which is my birthday, and it got pushed back because we had some setbacks this week. I had a procedure that didn't work, and then I did have a procedure that did work, but it took a little longer than we thought. And I was really disappointed this morning, but I remembered Stockdale Paradox from the book Good to Great, and what that says is you can always recognize where you're at without giving up hope that you're going to get out. And he was a prisoner of war. And he said, the people who thought they were going to get out by their birthday or by Easter or Christmas, he said they always went downhill right afterwards. And he said, I never gave up hope I was going to make it out. And he was a prisoner of war for like 6 years. And he made it out. So I always try to click back to that because yes, I'm disappointed I didn't get out today, but maybe it's what's best. And I am making a lot of progress. I'm getting better. I do think it's like day 55 or something in the hospital. So definitely not ideal. I haven't really had a summer, but I didn't die, and I'm getting better, and I'll see my family soon. So that's the update. Again, you guys, I love all the support. I appreciate it. I feel it. So many of you guys are sending messages, and it just feels really good. So I'll send you another message when I get out here on Monday.
Dude, It's fucking, I mean, it's really inspirational, but man, it's like breaking my heart, man. That's tough to watch. Dude, he has such a great outlook on this. Great outlook on life. I mean, like, he's been through some real shit. Double lung transplant. Man. Shout out Ben Askren. Perfect way to end this stream. Prayers, wishes, all the love in the world. Comments, send it to Ben Askren away. Wish I could contribute. Wish I could had a platform. Had a platform to raise money for Ben Askren. But I mean, he's a fucking legend. The way that he has taken this on the chin and not feeling sorry for himself, not complaining, and just fucking continuing to just truck through this shit and get better day by day, hour by hour. Like, every minute is probably a struggle for him. And to be putting these videos out there, at least updating. Everybody is like so worried about this guy. And he's actually going through the effort to put out a video to talk for that long. I mean, think about having new lungs. Take a deep breath and be very fortunate for how easy it was for you to inhale and exhale, and for you to speak words. It's not easy for him to even breathe. It's not easy for him to talk, and yet he is giving us an update, talking for a minute, 2 minutes without breaking, without coughing this time. That was a great update. I mean, what the fuck, man? This guy's a monster. This guy is fighting for something bigger than any of us. Anyway, again, Ben, all the love in the world to you. We'll end it there. Good night. Good stream. UFC 2 is in the books. Ben Askren on the mend. Royce Gracie is your champion. But Ben Askren, the big news of the night for me, getting better. Talking to us for 2 minutes. No coughing. Fuck yeah. Anyway, everybody out there, like, share, subscribe, do your shit. I don't care. Not trying to be famous. Not trying to make money. We're just having fun. Educating the fans. Bringing the TikTokers and the old heads together. We're going to compromise. We're going to bring the left and the right. We're going to make everything great again. We're going to bring everyone into full harmony here. We're going to bring casuals into the hardcore light. We don't need any more casual YouTubers. We need to bring everybody together. This is a community thing. This is a family thing. Bring everyone together. Again, like, share, subscribe. Let's get this thing going and moving. Having fun. Watching some old school UFC stuff. I need to get a clock so we can all watch along. But before that, we're going to have to end this thing. And everyone out there, ladies, gentlemen, whoever you are, have a good night. Be safe out there. And I'll see you next time.